G'day guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back for another episode of Space Survival. So obviously I put out a vote on what name to give this ship, and yeah, it turns out Avalanche was the most popular one, so that's what I'm going to call it. I've already gone ahead and renamed it to that and changed the antenna as well, so yeah, now it kind of shows as the Avalanche. So I will release the blueprint for this thing shortly. However, I just want to go in, name everything properly, just make sure everything is 100%, because I don't like posting blueprints on the workshop that aren't, 110% complete, or at least as close to that as I can get them. Sometimes, there are things that even I miss, but yeah, I don't really think it's quite ready for that yet, but I'll probably have that done pretty soon anyway. So yeah, in this episode, I just want to continue on mining some more gold. I think we got about 180,000 in the last episode, but the sun is actually on its way down, so I'm going to have to be kind of quick. I'm probably going to get that other deposit, or the same deposit that we were at before, because I think there's still a little bit left there. So, alright. Now, when I was gone as well, what I did is I added the hydrogen tanks to the hotbar. So that is basically set to stockpile. So as soon as I turn that on, it fills up the ship immediately. But you just have to make sure you turn it off when you go to move out. Otherwise, it's going to be a bad thing. Second thing, I think I'm going to remove all of these thrusters here. Because I don't want to accidentally hit that on the hotbar and then, turn off all my thrusters. So yeah, I'm gonna have to find something else to put there though. I'm not sure what. Maybe battery recharge or something. That's alright, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so let's make sure that the tanks aren't on stockpile. No, they're not. The engines are on, yes. If I turn those on, that's just the rear engines. Cool. Alright, we should be good to go. Fantastic. Alright. So now all we got to do is, I forgot how interesting this thing was to drive. Actually, there is another thing that I need to do. I need to modify these gyroscopes. So let's put them up to 90% or 0.9. Okay, alright, 0.9. Can I rotate the ship? Not really. How much does this thing weigh? Okay, maybe we have to turn the gyroscopes up to maximum. Let's go for 95%. Yeah, it's okay. It's not fantastic though. I might, yeah, let's go 100%, see what happens. Okay, yeah, that's a little bit better, but it still doesn't want to kind of twist very well. It is, but I got to kind of jet forward to get it to twist properly, so yeah, that's not really what I was after, but it's better than it was before, so yeah, at least it's a lot more drivable now. And I really wonder how much fuel I'm going to use. Alright, so we're here. Now I just got to put the camera on and then just line it up, so we'll make sure we're at about 90 degrees. There we go, that's probably close enough. And then we should just be able to sink down into the hole. Whoops, wrong button. Let's change the view. Oh wait, no, I've got to get out of the camera, don't I? There we go. Yeah, we're pretty well centered in the hole, so I can just kind of scoot on down here. Alright, and we have arrived. So I've got 93% of my fuel left, which is pretty good. So I'll just jump out of the ship for a second and I'll show you what I'm planning to do. So I have been down here and kind of inspected it before, but as you can see, there is still a little bit of gold. So I'm going to go after this part, just go diagonally, grab all that. Hopefully there'll be a little bit of stuff still left here, so I'll have to kind of go in at an angle there. But this thing actually seems to handle angles quite well, so I'm not really too concerned about that. That should be absolutely fine. Alright, well, let's begin the mining. Alright, so let's kind of, actually, I'm gonna jump out here Change my view. Come on, please let me have external view. And I'm gonna just kind of cut. Whoa, man, the front thrusters on this thing are so powerful. I'm just gonna cut this out a little bit because it's kind of in the way and the back of the ship is kind of hitting it, so yeah, it's not really what I want. Is that enough? Yeah, I think that might actually be enough. So let's see if I can get at an angle. I'm gonna move the ship back a little bit, and then yeah, we can kind of take a bite out of this piece here, and the ship will just basically get rid of all the stone that I don't want. Alright guys, so the ship is pretty much entirely full with gold. All the drills are full, cargo containers, connector, stuff like that. For some reason though, it is a little bit different than in my testing. Like, it doesn't weigh 360,000 kilos like I thought it was going to. So yeah, I don't know why that is. That's a little bit weird. Alright, let me try and line this thing up so I can just go straight up, because it's at a bit of an angle and it's hard to kind of line this thing up. So yeah, I'm at 50% fuel, so I think right now it is probably going to be a good idea to start heading back. Alright, let me see if I can get a better view here. Alright, can we get out? Yep, there we go. And I'm hoping now, this time that my rear thrusters are turned off, that it will actually help me conserve a lot of fuel, because I think I was fighting against those thrusters quite a bit last time just to get out of this hole, and it just burned an unnecessary amount of fuel. So yeah, I'm really curious to see how much fuel we end up with when we get back to base. And we have emerged. Alright, so I'm just going to get high enough so that I can just scoot straight over to the Prometheus. So there's the GPS signal for it. Now, we just kind of thrust forward. Yeah, it is a little bit sluggish in this direction, and this is, I know some people mentioned maybe to put the ejectors where those top two thrusters are, but this was one of the reasons why I didn't do that, because I knew I'd need once this thing is full, it would need a lot of these thrusters, so I wanted to put as many thrusters on it as I possibly could. Alright, now the only problem is I'm gonna burn a bit of fuel kind of slowing down, so, but there's not really too much I can do about that. Yeah, so I think we've used a fair bit less fuel than we did last time. A lot less, actually. Okay. It would be nice if I could see the connector. Maybe I should have put it on the other side. Ah, there it is. I found it. Alright, let's twist the ship around. Try and get it lined up as best as we can. Now let's get the ship dead vertical. That should be close enough. Get out of the camera, and then should be able to just twist it a little bit more because it needs to be. And then I think that's reasonably well lined up. Alright, and then we just hook up to the connector. Alright, I think we're good to go that way. Just go around this way a little bit. And there we go. Connected. Alright, so how much gold do we have now? Alright, well, it looks like we've got 336,000 plus 10,000 in each refinery. So yeah, 356,000 roughly. And we have refined a little bit of it as well. So yeah, not a bad haul. I would like to get another load. I'd like to get at least 500,000, maybe closer to 1 million. But yeah, I'm actually surprised as well. That deposit had a lot of gold in it, but I think I'm going to move over to another one because it is getting really difficult to mine that one, and I think I'd be better off just finding a new one. So Yeah, the question is, where is another one? I'm going to have to take the other ship out and find another deposit. Well, I ended up finding my other gold deposit. Turns out I had marked this one before, which is over there, gold 1. So I am just going to grab this ship here and just park it down so that I know where it is. Well, actually, it's already GPS marked, so I kind of do know exactly where it is anyway. But let's park this thing up anyway. Alright, so hopefully it doesn't fall over when I turn the thrusters off, but I think it should be okay. Yep, I think we're looking good. Actually, how much fuel have I got in this? 48%. Alright, I need to be careful. Make sure I don't run out of fuel in this thing. Alright, so now we're going to go grab the mining ship. No, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the range of this ore detector to something like 600 meters, because I don't need it to be 1.25 kilometers all the time. So let's go for 600, and I should still be able to see that gold, which I can because it's only 400 meters away. And then we don't have such a messy HUD as well. I suppose I could turn a lot of these things off, but I don't want to because I kind of need to see them. Alright, so I've got the ship pretty much perfectly lined up to the gold deposit, so now we just have to kind of dig. Although it seems as if it is right on the tip of this like kind of mountain here, so yeah. Although it doesn't really matter, so alright, let's drill down to this. And I think this time, after I finish drilling down to the deposit, I'm going to head back, refuel, and then mine it. Alright, so I finally hit the ore deposit. I think I'm going to change plans and just like mine whatever I can until I get to about 50% fuel, and then after that head back to the ship and then come back for another run. So let's see how much we can get. Well, it looks like that's pretty much this ore deposit gone. So as you can see, it's pretty much just stone from here on out. There might be a little bit if I can grab here on the corner though. Alright, yeah, that'll do. I think it's time to head back. So we're at 56% fuel. So I think we should be okay to get back. Thankfully this deposit was pretty much just like straight up and down, so it was really easy to mine this one. Alright, let's head back to base. Or our mobile base, I should say. Alright, and we're free. Cool. So, what I did do as well while I was away is I put an extra 2 gyroscopes on this thing, so it turns so much better now. Okay, where is the Prometheus? It is that way. Alright, here we go. Let's see if I can kind of speed up the process a little bit this time. It definitely helps having the extra gyros. And that was one of the reasons why I didn't want to release this thing on the workshop yet, is because I wanted to iron out all the bugs before I do so. Because I don't want to release something that's kind of not working that well. Can we lock on? No. Too far. Oh, there we go. Alright, let's lock on and see how much gold we have now. Alright, so we've got 414,000. That really wasn't as much as I would have liked to get. I don't know if I want to do another mining trip though. I guess while I'm here it's kind of worth it, isn't it? Alright, so we'll leave the ship like that. I'll take the other ship out again and we'll try and find another deposit. I did find one over there, but the problem was it was close to another deposit and I wouldn't have been able to distinguish them. Yeah, and I probably would have missed it with the ship, and it's just too hard to... Yeah, I need it to be on its own so that I can see it like that and drill straight down to it. If it's mixed up with another one, then it's likely that I'll kind of miss the ore deposit completely and have to drill the hole all over again. So yeah, I need to find another one on its own. Well, it looks like I've found another gold deposit. The only thing is it's mixed up with ice again. So that is really, really annoying. Although I did see the gold deposit first, so I don't know if that means if I drill straight down to it, I'll get to the gold or the ice, or neither. There are some times when it does this where it just shows the gold, so maybe I might risk it and bring the miner over here and just try and, yeah, drill down to it and see what happens. Although the only problem is I'm about 2 kilometers away from the ship, so it is a fairly decent distance. Alright, so I decided that if the ore signals are going to be mixed up, then I would just use the one that is closer to the ship. So yeah, this one is only 521 meters away. So yeah, as you can see, we have gold and ice. So what I'm going to do is just grab the ship, try and drill straight down to it and see if we actually hit the gold deposit or if we're off. Well, according to this, I am directly above this deposit, so I guess we'll just kind of drill down to it. This one seems to be a little bit deeper than the rest though. I think the rest were like about 400 meters, whereas this one here seems to be about, yeah, 620 meters or so. So I think this one's going to take a little bit longer to drill down to. And yeah, hopefully we don't have to drill it twice. Alright, cool. So we've gotten to a point where it's actually showing me where the ice and the gold is. So the ice is over, obviously, to my right, and the gold is over to my left. So I'm going to have to drill at about an 85-degree angle, maybe a little bit less, to get to the gold. So yeah, I don't think that's going to cause too many problems trying to get out of this hole. So yeah, but at least I know exactly where it is now, so that's awesome. Okay, so we've reached the gold, but there is going to be a little bit of a problem when I'm trying to reverse out of this thing. So obviously I said the angle wasn't too bad, and it really isn't when I'm trying to mine, but I just need to be cautious when I'm trying to reverse out of this hole, because at some point it's going to twist and then go 90 degrees. So I need to make sure that I don't slam into the wall. So yeah, but anyway, let's go ahead and do some mining. Alright, so I think we've grabbed quite enough. Yeah, it weighs 262,000 kilos, which is more than I think I've ever carried in this thing. So alright, let's try and get out of this hole without damaging the ship. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Cool, and we're out, and we still have 45% of our fuel left. Now, whereabouts is the ship? I think I've just got to spin around here. I think it's over in this direction here. Hang on. Whereabouts is it? Oh, there it is. I can see the lights. Alright, I'm going to go up a fair bit. I really just don't want to crash into like some sort of a mountain or something like that. That would actually be pretty embarrassing. Oh, sweet. Looks like we're still relatively straight as well. Alright, let's see how we do for docking this time. Try and get it straight this way. I think it might actually be off a bit. Yeah, I thought it was. Don't ask me how I knew it was like 5 degrees off, but I did. Go down a little bit. Not too fast though, because I don't want the thrusters to kind of not work. Well, there we go. Lock her down. Alright, let's see how much gold we have this time. Alright, so looks like we've got about 560,000 gold ore. So yeah, that's not too bad. I am tempted to go back to that mine though, because I don't think it's fully depleted and I don't think it will take me too much to get a little bit more gold out of that. So let's refuel the ship. So we'll turn the stockpile on. I need to really check how much fuel is left in the other ship. And before I actually do leave the moon, I think I'm going to mine a little bit of ice as well, just to kind of top up the tanks on the large ship just a little bit. Okay, so we're full to the brim once again. And this time though, we have like 80% of our fuel left, which is really, really nice. Let me see if I can adjust the camera here. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, it turns out that this deposit is actually quite rich. So I've ended up getting quite a lot of gold out of this one. I think I probably have about 200,000 on board at the moment. So yeah, that is actually really, really nice. Now we have 683,000 there, and another 40,000 in these refineries. You know what though, I am really kind of tempted to change out these some of these power efficiency modules for what do you call them? Yield modules, because yeah, gold is an absolute pain to mine. So I would really like to utilize that as much as I possibly can. Where are the refineries on this thing? I can't remember how to get to them. Okay, cool. So there we go. I'm curious to see what the production is like for these things. So the effectiveness has gone up 168%. So, and then what? We had about 20,000 ore in there at that time, so yeah, it is going through it pretty quickly. How much power are they using? 374 kilowatts. You know what? I'm going to get rid of the other ones too. I'm going to get rid of these power efficiency modules and replace those with yield modules as well. Alright, cool. There we go. So I think now our productivity should be technically doubled. Let's grab this control panel here and see what it says now. Yeah, so effectiveness 200%. They are using a little bit more power, but if I look at my batteries, I mean, they're going to last 2 days. So that's plenty of power. And I'm going to refine a lot of this stuff back at base anyway. So I think it's probably worth doing another trip. How much gold do I actually have? So I've got about 800,000. Yeah, which is okay, but I don't know. You know what? I'm going to take the mining ship out one last time, and then after that we're going to head back to base. Well, that appears to be about the end of the ore deposit, although I'm pretty much full with gold. So yeah, let's just have a look here. That drill's a little bit empty, but we've got, these drills are all full. Got a fair bit of gold there. Where's the large cargo container? I don't know what this stuff is in here for, but anyway, that's full. Yeah, so I think we've got a fairly decent amount of gold. I could probably get some more, but I don't know. I think that's going to do for now. So let's just concentrate on getting back to the ship. Then we need to mine some ice to get some fuel, and then finally we can head back to base. Alright, cool. So, another successful mining trip. Let's see how much gold we have this time. Alright, so it looks like we've got about 880,000 gold ore, which honestly, I think that's enough. I think I'm just gonna kind of call it quits there. One thing I would like to know though is how much fuel do we have left in this ship? 23%. So the last time I looked at it, which was probably about 3 or 4 mining trips ago, we had about 24%. So yeah, going through 1% is actually really not too bad. Although I would like to grab a little bit more ice while I'm here. Well, seems like I totally forgot about the fact that my other ship is kind of just sitting out here somewhere. Where is it? That's a really good question. Oh, there it is. Alright, so let's take this back to the ship. Now, I've had a bit of change of heart. I'm not going to mine any ice on the moon. I totally forgot about the fact that we ran into that ice asteroid on the way over here. So instead of mining ice here, I'm going to go to that asteroid and mine ice there. I think that just makes so much more sense. So what I plan to do is just kind of lock the landing gears of the Prometheus down onto the asteroid and then just disconnect the mining ship from the connector and then just plunge straight down into the asteroid and mine whatever I need to. And I don't think it'll take that long to fill it up either because it's like pure ice. So yeah, I reckon that'll work out absolutely brilliantly. But we'll see what happens. Alright. So let's get this thing docked up and turn off the thrusters. Man, I really need to clean up this HUD. It's really, really annoying having all of these signals. Alright, I'm going to get rid of some of them. Alright, so I've got rid of about as many as I can. Actually, I need to turn off all of the ore detectors as well, so let's turn them off too because they're annoying. Alright, cool. That's a little bit better. The only problem is there is a boatload of stations that surround the moon, so yeah, there's that too. Now, final thing I need to do is turn off the thrusters on this because the last thing I want is for this thing to be slowing down my large ship. Okay, there we go. So the thrusters are turned off on that, they're both locked down. Alright, I think we are good to go. I think this time as well, what I'm going to do is try to create a jump point. I think I might go pretty high up in the atmosphere though, because I don't think my base is direct line of sight to where this place is, if that makes sense. So if I make one just outside the gravity well of this planet, I won't be able to jump to it because, yeah, it'll intersect with the gravity well of this planet before I get to the jump point. If that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Makes sense to me. But, alright, engines on. And I did find that top thruster and add it to the all thrusters group. Somebody pointed that out, that it was still on. I noticed it as well, but it had a weird name, so yeah, it took me a little while to find it. Okay, let's disconnect the landing gear and head off. The only problem is now I need to add that top thruster to the hotbar so I can turn it off, because at the moment I'm just wasting fuel fighting against that. Alright, so I reckon we're about 4 kilometers away from the surface and the gravity well is about 2.5 kilometers, so this should be, yeah, far enough away from the planet and close enough to where I need to be to create a, yeah, what would I say, an entry point for a jump drive. Alright, so moon jump point has been created, so now we just need to jump to this ice asteroid because it's outside of the gravity well, so we might as well use our jump drive to get there. I don't technically need to turn towards it, but once I get there I will need to be kind of orientated towards it. So, alright, let's find our jump drive and set the waypoint. Alright, so waypoint's been set. Let's jump. Let's go. Alright, so where's my asteroid? Oh, there it is. Right next to me. Oh, this ship is so hard to turn. I might need to install some more gyros on this thing, especially when I've got 2 ships in tow and all of this ore. Alright, let's where's the sun? Is it coming around? I think I might park here where the sun is. So roll the ship and then just park on this side where we have a little bit of sunlight. It might make my life just a tiny bit easier. Alright, well, I think we're locked down. Yeah, the landing gear is locked. Cool. That was a bit weird because it says it's unlocked on the hotbar. Maybe because the rear one isn't locked. Alright, let's turn off the thrusters for that. And let's get into the mining ship and start gathering some ice. What the... That was a bit weird. Alright, let's yeah, jump in this and start getting some ice. I'm going to need to turn on the rear thrusters this time because obviously we're in space and we don't have any gravity to assist us. So, let's exit out of that view. Make sure all the thrusters are on. Yes, they are. Okay. And then we just like go straight down and then mine and then come straight back up. And I reckon it's going to take like seconds to fill this thing up. And there we go. About 30 seconds later we're done. So yeah, this is not going to take very long. Alright, so I reckon it's probably going to take me about 10 or so trips to actually fill the ship up with ice. But yeah, I'll see you once we're done. Alright, well, looks like we have sustained a tiny bit of damage. I lost a couple of blocks here and I think, yeah, there's maybe some conveyors that aren't working properly. Yeah, this large cargo container is busted, so I've got to repair that. Yeah, so what happened is this hole's pretty deep and I was reversing out and it just kind of clipped there, but yeah, seemed to do a whole lot of damage everywhere else as well. And typically... Oh, no, it's just going behind an asteroid. Okay, cool, so we should at least have some sunlight. Alright, let's put those components to production. Grab those out, get this cargo container done. Because I can't actually withdraw anything from the ship either, so... Yeah, that's right, because this is basically sitting on the side. How do I get to it? Oh wait, was it that one? No, it was this one. Alright, that's that fixed. What else is broken? Alright, so I think I've got everything fixed, so now we can finally continue mining, and hopefully I don't crash into anything else. But knowing me, that is more than likely going to happen again. Maybe I might start drilling a new hole because that one's getting a little bit dangerous to try and get in and out of. So yeah, we'll just kind of start a new one. Well, I finished ice mining now. Every single cargo container on this thing, and that thing is completely full. So yeah, let's head back to base. I'm not sure what I want to do next. People were suggesting that I needed to stack the solar panels right next to each other, and that was how you get them to work. So I think I would really like to test that out. Or maybe we could build another jump drive or another jump drive or two onto this thing and then take this thing to the alien planet and get our hands on some uranium. Maybe that sounds like a better idea. I'm not sure. Okay, let's turn our engines on. Totally forgot to actually turn the engines. Oh, whoops. I forgot to turn the engines off in the avalanche. Okay, there we go. Alright, let's start heading off now. Now, I don't think I can actually jump to my asteroid base. I really don't think I can. Whereabouts is it actually? Over there. Okay, I'm gonna have to turn the ship around. Oh, this thing is so hard to turn. I really need to get some more gyros on this thing. Hey, finally! Wow. Alright, let's see if we... or let's see how far we can actually jump to that. Well, it won't let us jump to that at all because it's in a natural gravity well, so... you know what? We'll just use hydrogen power. It's alright, we've got plenty of fuel. So we'll just go straight to that signal. Alright, so I've gone and parked the ship around about 10 kilometers away from my asteroid base and away from the planet, just so that I'm out of the gravity well. And I'm going to drop a GPS marker here, and hopefully what I can do is travel to this GPS marker, jump from this point to the pure ice asteroid, and then to the moon, and then all the way around the other way around again if I want to come back to my asteroid base, rather than having to travel 88 kilometers yeah, just using hydrogen power, because that was actually kind of annoying. So alright, let's dump a GPS marker here. Cool. Alright, we got our jump point, and now let's head back to base. Hey, we're finally back at base. Now I just need to get this thing connected, which is going to be a bit of a challenge. Honestly forgot where the connector is. That's right, it's right behind the landing gear. So it's somewhere there. I think I've got it lined up this way. Yeah, I can see it. Whoop. A little bit too far. I think I've got to go that way. Oh, there we go. Locked. Fantastic. Alright, let's turn off the thrusters. Awesome. Alright, now that we're back at base, the first thing I want to do is go ahead and get rid of these power efficiency modules on these refineries here, and then change those to yield modules too. Or have I already done that? No, I've changed those to speed modules, didn't I? Yeah, these things suck a lot of power as well, so getting rid of those will actually make them more efficient, I'm pretty sure. Alright, fantastic. So I've got all of these yield modules here done. Yeah, I might actually change them all to that color, in fact. Makes it look a little bit more industrial. Maybe the same with the refineries too. Make it look a little bit better. Not that, yeah, it really matters too much. I need to grind all this down because it's kind of useless. I think also what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of all this stuff, and I'm going to put in another 2 refineries because, yeah, I really think we need it. There is just so much stuff we need to refine, and it's going to take so long with just 4, so 6 would definitely work better than that. Well, I think I might actually be able to get away without drilling out too much of this stuff, so let's see what I can do here. I'm just going to grab some steel blocks because that should be all I need to put a refinery down. Alright, let's just chuck it right next to this one. Alright, so it seems like where I need to attach it, yeah, I'm going to have to drill this out. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, there we go. Probably drilled out a little bit more than I needed to, but that's alright. Like I said, this base is only really temporary, so hopefully I can... I think in the next episode, maybe that's what I'll do, is try to search for a new base. Because, yeah, this one, like I said, is supposed to be temporary, but I've been here a lot longer than what I had anticipated. Alright, so I decided to weld up the efficiency modules first, mainly for, the yield modules, mainly so that, yeah, as soon as they kick in online, they're getting the best yield possible. Probably doesn't really make too much of a difference though, to be honest. Alright, there we go. So now we have 6 refineries, all with yield modules. Might try and clean this up a little bit, although I don't really know how I'm going to do that. It's pretty messy as it is. There we go. Yeah, that just neatens the place up a tiny bit. Now it doesn't look so bad. Not that it really matters because, like I said a million times before, this is supposed to be temporary. Right, I would like to see if we have actually refined all of that platinum since I've been gone. Okay, well, looks like we only... It did refine all of it when I was gone, and we only have 1.13k, which is, yeah, a lot less than I was expecting. But I'm going to put some back into the ship, because I do plan to take this down to the alien planet, so I'll just take 500. Make it 500 even. Not that it really matters. Alright, so... yeah, now I just need to arrange the gold. Well, it looks like I am running out of room in the base large cargo container, so now that is completely full. So, looks like I'm going to have to add another one of those as well. Where am I going to add it though? I think I might try and drill into here and add it that way. Cool. Alright, there we go. So we got another 4 batteries. I probably was a little bit overzealous with this drilling, but that's alright. Okay, let's name these ones. Cool. Alright, they're all renamed. So how are we actually doing for power? I didn't really check that out. Yeah, well, everything in the base is fully charged. That's going to current input, current output. So how much of the refinery is actually taking up? So 500 kilowatts each. We've got 6 of them, so what, 3 megawatts, and the solar panels put out 11. So I got a surplus of like 7 megawatts, which isn't too bad. So I should be able to charge all the batteries on this if I want to take that out. Okay, so I'm going to move everything out of this ship and into the base, and then we can get ready to head off to the alien planet. I'm not sure if I really want to wait for all of the fuel to be refined. I suppose we can do that en route and then... oh, no, actually... see, that's not going to work because the alien planet is an atmospheric planet. So this thing is going to need to be as light as possible. And I'm going to need to build another mining ship to do that. That probably being an atmospheric one, which is going to be totally different to what I'm using now. Yeah, so that's going to be a little bit of a problem. Alright, so just before I round out the episode, I think what I'd like to do is put some additional jump drives into this ship. The question is, where am I going to put them? I was thinking about placing them here, but I'm not sure if I'm going to have the room, so... let's maybe get rid of this solar panel and the one next to it. Alright, so how many blocks worth of space do we have there? Only 2. So it would need to kind of stick out there if I was going to put one there. Or I suppose it could go underneath the catwalk. It could go there. So... okay, so I think I figured out a spot to place a jump drive, so I think I'm just going to place one here above these Gatling guns and these cargo containers. Kind of makes sense. Well, it's probably one of the only places I can actually place it anyway, so yeah, in that respect it definitely makes sense. I guess we'll place it that way. I'm hoping at some stage they'll come out with a better model for this thing, because it is looking a little bit dated these days. Alright, I might try and connect it to the body of the ship. Just a little bit. Put in some blocks here. And then I might just put in some window blocks like what I've got on this side and do exactly the same thing. Cool, there we go. So that is now done. I actually need to change this ship slightly, so these blocks here are wrong. it should actually line up with that, and it should be a different color, so I need to go ahead and fix that at some stage. But that is one more jump drive into this ship, and I would really like to place another one here. I'm pretty sure I have 2 blocks space, but I think what my problem is these little steel catwalk plates underneath. So I might be able to place a jump drive there. Let's just have a look and see if I can. Yeah, but of course I don't really have anything to attach it to. Alright, so maybe temporarily what I can do is just place a block there like that, and then put in the jump drive and see what happens. Nah, it's not going to fit. It interferes with those 2 blocks there, so unless I make the catwalk go around it, then maybe I'll be able to fit it in, but it will be poking out by 1 block. So yeah, that's not really going to work either. Or
Energy
unless
critical.
I make this catwalk go around. So we could get rid of this one, this one, this one, and then place in our jump drive here. Like so. And then all I need to do is redirect this catwalk to go around the jump drive. Although that's going to be a little bit difficult because I've got these things in the way. So yeah. Can I do it down here? Not really. Alright, I might try and find another spot for this jump drive. Yeah, you know what? I am just going to leave the catwalks here. I'm going to get rid of these blocks instead. No, sorry, I'm not going to leave the catwalks. I'm going to leave the jump drive here and then just redivert the catwalks around. Get rid of these blocks here and then call it a day, because I can't really be bothered trying to figure out another location for it. And honestly, there isn't really
Inventory
too
full.
many places where I could put it even if I wanted to. So yeah, that's pretty much going to be the only 2 locations we can put these jump drives. Now 3 should hopefully be enough to get me to the alien planet in one single jump. Although I dare say it's a little bit further than what Mars is, so maybe not. But anyway, I am building the components for these, so let's see how that is going. Well, it looks like we've got one pretty much built. I still have to build another 1,000 superconductors, so yeah. Anyway guys, I'm going to end the episode there. By the next episode I will have welded up those 2 jump drives, and then hopefully we can make our way to the alien planet and get our hands on some uranium. Alright guys, thanks very much for watching, and I will see you next time.